5 mind-blowing facts about interest rates you need to know.
And while we're talking about mind-blowing, if you guys are looking for more mind-blowing content from Ryan and I, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell so that you can let YouTube know that you like what we're putting out so we can keep putting out more great stuff.
So let's get into it. Number 1, a 1% rate change can impact buying power by 10%. So a 1% increase in mortgage rates can reduce a buyer's purchasing power by about 10%.
Yeah.
So what this means is if a buyer can afford a $1 million home at 5% interest rate, they might be able to only afford a $900,000 home at a 6% interest rate.
And obviously, the absolute reverse is possible as we do anticipate rates falling later this year and into 2025. So
right.
If the rates go from 5 down to 4, a buyer can afford 10% more, or they can afford the same home with a 10% lower monthly payment.
Right.
So lots of different options when it comes to rates.
Right.
Number 2, monthly payment impact, right? So interest rates totally affect your monthly payment. For every $100,000 borrowed, a 1% increase in the mortgage rate can increase the monthly payment by approximately $60 to $70, depending on the loan terms.
Right.
For example, if you're borrowing $1 million to buy your next home, if the rates go up just 1%, your payment will jump to $600 or $700 more, which is why so many buyers had no problems overbidding on properties in 2020 and 2021, because price is a one-time thing, but that 2.75% interest rate was an every month thing. And so guys, keep your eyes on the interest rates because we do anticipate them to fall later this year and through 2025. And it's gonna make a big difference on your monthly payment.
Absolutely. And the third one, number 3, the rate versus the home prices. This is always a big debate. In markets with rising interest rates, sellers often see home prices stagnate or decrease as buyers' affordability is reduced. And conversely, in falling rate environments, home prices tend to go up and increase due to the higher demand, right?
Yeah, and this really hasn't been the case over the last year. We've actually seen prices continue to rise as rates have continued to rise. And most recently, we've seen rates come down, and actually, rather than prices going up, we've seen the market sort of stagnate a little bit,
And that's because
inventory has grown and buyers have a lot more options. So obviously the interest rates don't control everything, but they do control a lot of things when it comes to financially. But in response to this point, we do expect rates to fall later this year, and we do expect that the buying surge will rise because buyers are waiting for these lower rates, and that will in turn make prices go up. So there is truth to this number, other than the fact that over the last year we've had kind of a funky market and we haven't really seen this happen, but it will happen. Number 4, the cost of waiting. We hear this all the time. If you wait for 1 year hoping for home prices to drop, but interest rates actually go up by 1%, then you could actually end up paying more per month, even though prices came down. I mean, we've been talking about this forever. The rates have more of an effect on affordability than price, and lots of buyers are waiting for rates to fall, but will the rates fall enough to offset the cost of the home based on the appreciation that we're seeing and potentially expecting?
Yeah, no one knows, but I'll tell you this. I bet the buyers that have been on the sidelines since, let's say, 2020, wish they would have bought in 2020. I actually know people personally because they keep waiting, they keep thinking about it, and what has happened to home prices and interest rates and affordability since 2020.
It's horrible compared to 2020.
The people that bought, I've had clients
that have that word.
I know, but I've had clients, that I've engaged with and talked to that said, you know what, thank you so much for nudging us in the right direction in 2020 and 2021, because if we would have waited, we would have never bought a home. We wouldn't have had hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity.
It's great that you bring that up, because for the number of people that we have that have been waiting on the sidelines for 2, 3, 4, 5 years that wish that they would have jumped in 2020 or 2021, we have an equal number of people that did take our advice and have come to us and said, thank you so much, because had we not listened to you 3 or 4 years ago, we would still be renting today and have no chance of being able to buy, because we wouldn't be able to afford the price of the home and the interest rates at where they're at right now.
Right.
So some people win and some people didn't.
Okay, so the last one, number 5, the future refinancing option. So this one isn't a statistic, but it definitely is something to consider. So what do you think? If the rates are gonna fall possibly this year or not? You think they are, right?
I mean, I definitely see the rates falling, especially after the election, and there's been chatter that it will go even lower in 2025.
Right, so for example, if you go now and purchase a home when the competition is much lower, and you potentially can negotiate a better price, even though affordability is a little bit higher, would it make sense to do that and then just simply refinance when the rates do come down, whatever day that happens?
Yeah.
Or would you rather hang back like a slingshot of all the other buyers right now
That are
and
waiting
wait
on the fence,
and wait
frothing at the mouth
for that interest rate to drop, sub 6% or whatever they're waiting for, mid fives, and then just out of the gates with everybody else to where, what do you think is going to happen then? Rates are going to be low, but prices are going to start to go up because the demand is just going to be.
Yeah. I mean, look, real estate is not a one size fits all. Everyone needs to talk to a lender, understand the numbers, look at their motivation, and if the math and the motivation make sense, make it happen. But honestly, if you're seriously considering buying, I definitely think, and you can afford now, I definitely think it's better to buy now where you can have less competition and negotiate a great price, and then just sit back and enjoy your home. And then when the rates do fall, then you can just refinance versus becoming a new buyer when tens of thousands of other buyers are becoming new buyers, and now you're dealing with competitions and bidding wars and all this stuff. And you might say, well, Robert, how can you guarantee the rates are gonna fall? Well, I can't guarantee it. And I'm not saying they are going to fall, but let's just say they don't. If you buy now, hopefully you've done your due diligence and you can afford your monthly payments. So even if they don't fall, you're still in good shape. But if they don't fall and you're the buyer that's waiting for them to fall before you buy, then you're never gonna buy. And statistically, homeowners have a significantly higher net worth than a renter. And so whatever you can do to become a homeowner within reason is always recommended, because owning is always better than renting for most people, not every person.
Not everybody.
So
what do you guys think? Do you think it's better to wait for the rates to fall or to jump in the market now and just get in the game? I'd love to know everybody's thoughts, and comment below. Let us know what you think. If you have questions about what we talked about today.
Don't forget, if you like what we're putting out, let YouTube know by sharing our stuff, liking our stuff, and subscribing to our channel, because that tells the algorithm that what we're putting out is stuff that you care about, and we are able to reach more people like you when it comes to the content that we're creating to educate you. So thanks again for watching. We love you. Thank you for the support, and we'll catch you next time.